You're welcome. Which one? Yes, sir, right here.
Come on.
Yes,
Why not? Failure to comply.
Good luck to you.
All right, you too, man.
They say this pandemic stuff.
Okay.
What a joke. Freaking joke.
Well, you come in here, you better come in.
Ryan Haynes.
Huh?
When you come in here to get anything done, make
R-Y-A-N.
sure you got time to wait.
See all that?
25.
You see that?
Yeah.
Slammed by the police for no reason. Just walking. I was walking.
You get a little haircut. We get here, I got two. Hey.
You got your 30 minutes? 31. Woo!
Am I allowed to talk to a victim advocate? I would like to talk to somebody
You're
that,
just gonna try, go upstairs to the court, see if there's somebody up there you can talk to.
are they in session? Does it matter if they're in session, I think, or there's a lot of people sitting
Yeah,
around?
you can try and go up and talk to the court, just go to the clerk's window.
Okay.
They'll take you and talk about it.
Thank you, honey. Have a good day.
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you, sir?
All right.
Good. Hi,
Hey, what's up?
did you, did anyone need to talk to me, or?
Oh, no, he just, that dude just left. Unless it's somebody else.
It's probably me. Are you the street or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I need to do to file a complaint on an officer.
For,
Violating my rights.
okay, what happened?
An officer stopped me. He got directly out of his car, pulled a gun on me, and he told me he needed to talk to me. And I said, I don't have to talk to you, and I don't have to talk to the police. That's my right.
Unless they're legally there. What was the call?
There was a
Well,
911 call. I
The
had,
call you were suicidal.
yeah, if the
Okay?
officer,
Your husband called and said you were suicidal, you made suicidal comments.
I didn't make any
had a-
suicidal
This is what
comments.
your husband said. You had a gun strapped to your hip, you had ammunition in a bag.
24,
Yeah,
26.
I always have
I
that.
know.
I've carried,
24,
That's fine, you have a
26.
right to do that, but if you're suicidal, we have an obligation once your husband reports it.
I told
Let me
the,
finish talking. Once your husband reports it, we have an obligation to check your well-being and to make sure that you're taken care of.
okay, well, when you say check my well-being, what does that entitle you to do? Just so I want to know for further references and for other people to understand this.
Well, in general, we'll talk to you.
Will you jump out and point a gun at me?
If you have a gun on you, good chance, yeah. Yes.
If I'm not reaching for my gun, you should not. That's, if I'm suicidal, and you jump out with your gun, don't you think that would make me feel more violated? And if I'm suicidal, could compel me, and then I would have reached for my gun.
Well, at least we're going to be ready if you do something like that to protect ourselves.
But unless I do something to make you feel threatened, you don't need to do that. If you're checking on the well-being of a person, you get out and ask them if they're okay, which the officer said, hold on.
That's true, but when that person has a firearm on them, it changes the situation.
Okay, so because I open carry, it changed the situation. But if I had a CCW and you guys were not told that I was carrying a gun, you wouldn't have pulled a gun on me. Is that what you're saying?
But we know there's a gun on you, and your husband said you were suicidal, okay? I don't know what else to tell you.
All I was doing was going for a walk. I told the officer I was just going for a walk. I was going for a walk, and then I was going to go back and ask my husband to take me to Cabela's. I got approached by a cop. He didn't ask me if I was suicidal. He didn't ask me anything.
Your beef should be with your husband. Your husband's the one that reported
No.
you were suicidal.
When somebody calls the cops to see if someone's well-being is okay, that's fine. But when the officer takes my gun and I'm no longer a threat, it does not give him a right to slam me to the ground when I had my hands up.
No, it's not. You're not completely telling the truth. You were resistant.
I didn't resist.
You're not complying.
I can't be resistant if I wasn't under arrest, and I wasn't arrested, and you didn't read me my rights.
You weren't arrested.
No. I was not arrested. Where's my
You
ticket?
only get your rights. Okay, listen to me. I said you were not arrested.
You just said I was resisting arrest.
You were resisting the officer.
No, I don't have to talk to the officer.
Okay.
If I told-
I've explained the situation to you.
I want to file a complaint.
You have no complaint.
I have no complaint.
You have no complaint.
You're refusing? Okay, so an officer can slam me to the ground,
And there was a use of force report completed on that, documented.
which, yeah, I had my hands up. He took my gun. I told him it's not loaded, and he still slammed me to the ground. And you're telling me that that was a necessary use of force.
That's not what happened.
That is exactly what happened.
Okay.
I want, like, how do I get the 911 calls and all of the things? Because you guys search my stuff illegally. If I wasn't,
You weren't
you're
searched
saying,
illegally.
yeah, I was. Okay, in order for you to search me, I have to be under arrest. I wasn't under arrest.
You don't have to be under arrest. Okay, you were being detained. You were suicidal.
Okay, when I'm being detained,
weapons
wait.
on.
Perry versus Ohio.
When I was being detained, I asked the officer,
It was all for your own well-being because you were suicidal.
I was not suicidal. I was going for a walk.
Okay, well then take it up with your husband. He's the one that said you were suicidal.
It doesn't. So anybody that's walking down the street that open carries and does their rights, if somebody calls in and says, hey, I think this person walking down the street might be suicidal, you're going to pull up and do the same thing.
We have an obligation to check on their well-being, yes.
And don't you think the officer should have got out of his vehicle and said, ma'am, I need to see if you're okay?
But that you
No, he didn't do that. I asked him if I was being
Officers did
detained.
nothing wrong. If you feel that they had,
Okay.
you need to speak to an attorney.
Let me ask you something. If I asked you what I'm being detained for, do I not have the right to know why I'm being detained?
You were told that day.
No. No.
Yes, and when the
You were not. You were not in a normal state of mind that day. I don't know what your.
What do you
memory of that
mean?
May not be.
What do you mean,
You were
dude?
very upset.
I told the officer I was just going for a walk. I told that officer that.
listen to me. If you
And I asked him, no, let me finish.
an attorney, and also check with your husband because he's the one that gave us the information.
And then we took you to the hospital so you could get treated.
But you put me on a 72-hour hold.
Correct.
That's what we do. That's our
But
business.
okay, if I wasn't under arrest, I was no threat to nobody, and I was not suicidal.
You were.
No, I
Your
wasn't.
husband stated you were suicidal.
It doesn't matter what. Okay, here's.
And your state of mind was not of a normal
Okay,
state of
my
mind.
state of mind was not of mine, but I asked the officer what I was being detained for. He said nothing. I said, am I under arrest? He said nothing. I said, so that means I'm free to
You were
go.
combative. You were non-compliant.
No, I
He had
said,
an obligation.
he couldn't tell me what I was
to
being
check on your
detained
well-being
for.
to make sure you're safe because you were behaving a lot like you are right now. You were
Because I
arguing
have rights,
and
and
not listening to anything. We have an obligation to make sure you're safe once we get a call like that from your husband.
how do I get the 911 calls and all of the, I don't need this. They're telling me I have no complaint. I can't file or anything against A.
We'll
Cox.
go to Hamilton and we'll deal with the county. Well, let the county.
They're telling
know
me
it.
I was non-compliant when I asked
That's not
him.
true. I was
Your
standing
husband
right there.
called in
Don't tell me to
and
wait.
said, I didn't say
Yeah, he's
wait.
saying to take it up with you.
Okay, we're done. You guys go. Out of the lobby.
Where's your supervisor?
We are the supervisor. Out of the lobby.
Where's the lieutenant?
Lee, there is no lieutenants at Middletown Police
We're gonna
Department.
press
Lee.
charges against
Okay,
you,
Lee,
buddy.
exit the lobby now or you're gonna be arrested for disorderly conduct.
I want to know why I can't file a complaint.
Come on, we're gonna file a complaint against you.
Come on.
Can I
You're
get
the one
your
that called in
card?
And said she was suicidal.
Can I get your card?
Go.
Officer,
It's all on the report.
can I get your card? Well, how do I get, can I get the report then? Can I go in there?
Second warning, I'm gonna arrest you. Come on.
Can I get the report? You just told me I could get the report.
We'll have the lawyer do
When
it.
you're behaving, you can get.
No,
what you
we'll have the
want.
lawyer do it. He knows he's in trouble. Come on.
What the
You
hell?
laugh all you want. You know you're fried.
I wasn't in a state of mind, but I can ask you my rights.
No, they
You,
can't do that.
what a joke,
Can't
man.
do that.
What a joke.
Now you need to call that lawyer back and tell him exactly what they did.
He's telling me I had, yeah, they buried it. There's no police report, there's no nothing.
We need to call that lawyer back. Come on. I told you, my dad was right.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna walk around and audit these people. See these cops out in public? I have every right to record them. They're in public.
There's two cops sitting at Pro Pipe 2 doing nothing.
I don't give a shit.
You know what I'm saying? They're just milking our money.
I'm gonna make this GoPro make me rich.
Will they give you your gun back?
No, they won't even answer the call. I can't get my pepper spray or nothing.
Well, they're gonna call this number.
GoPro, stop recording.